do it. And today we are here as witnesses to what grit, determination, and resilience can do. Please, a round of applause for Professor Pat Tony. We have learned a lot in this short period of time, and I'm sure everybody will take one or two things home. And a lot of minds would have been changed to reset towards entrepreneurship. If no other person, I think I am almost a disciple now, and I'm going to go back and view these sessions at my own time for me to learn more about some of these things. I want to say a very big thank you to our distinguished guests who, within a short period of being invited, some of them were here some minutes to 10 o'clock in the morning, waiting for the program to start. And they held on till we started the program, and they are still here till the end of the program. I say very big thank you to you. And for the faculty, quote and unquote, here, we've been richly blessed, because these are people that done it, not just those who read in the books. And please, we'll continuously engage you, and at short notices we'll be calling on you to come and give us some of these, because you can't go with this without spreading it all over the country. I say a very big thank you, and Dr. Mustafa, for making Nigeria your second home. You would always be welcome. Thank you so much for coming, and I bid everybody safe trip back to your various destinations. Thank you very much. God bless you all too.
Back on the beat. BOS International Magazine is back. It's bold, it's fresh, it's everything BOS in print. By popular demand, the magazine you've missed, the one that once traveled side by side with the Biscon show, is back. Reimagined for today, reborn for tomorrow. Once a flagship companion to the BOS brand, BOS International Magazine returns to reclaim its space, not just as a publication, but as a powerful extension of the BOS experience. From the vibrant pulse of people and politics to the fast lanes of sports and lifestyle. From the quiet corridors of influence to the vibrant streets that shape our culture. BOS International Magazine is your passport to the stories that matter. We shine the spotlight on the bold, the brilliant, and the beautiful. We capture the essence of Nigeria and the heartbeat of its people. We tell stories that inspire, profiles that endear, news that resonates, and moments that live forever in print. It's not just a magazine, it's a movement, it's a mirror, it's BOS on a page. BOS International Magazine. News, sports, people, politics, places, lifestyle. By popular demand. Back in your hands. And once again, the perfect complement to BOS on screen.
In commemoration of the International Day for the World Indigenous Peoples, WIP, the Eco Club held the second edition of its Blessings Day 2018 themed Entrepreneurship on Thursday, the 9th of August 2018 at the Eco Club, Surulere, Lagos. In attendance were the Secretary to the Lagos State Government, Dr. Tunji Bello, represented the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, former Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Alhaja Sinotu Ojikutu, President of Eco Club, Chief Tunde Fanimokun, former Commissioner for Commerce, Lagos State, Chief Mrs. Teju Phillips, representatives of different royal fathers among members of the prestigious Eco Club. The event formally kicked off with the opening prayer led by Chief Gbolohan Imashao, after which Chief Sulaimon Ayilara Ajobiewe entertained guests to indigenous Yoruba incantations. Next was a keynote address by the president of Eko Club, Chief Tunde Fanimoku, who welcomed all to the occasion and noted that the second edition of the Blessings Day is in line with the day set aside by the United Nations, August 9, to promote and protect the rights of the world's indigenous population. He added that Eko Club is observing the International Day for the World Indigenous Peoples, WIP, because the club's constitution also provides for the promotion, protection of the interest and welfare of indigents. Thereafter, he appreciated the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, for his support to the club and for his inspiring visionary leadership in governance. He highlighted what entrepreneurship is, pointing out that it covers the economy, education, employment, empowerment, among others.
On this occasion, allow me to mention our three people that really surprised the planning committee. The minimum set was 100,000 per head, but four of them, on their own, gave us nothing less than 200,000. One of them was the Honorable Commissioner, the Attorney General, and the Commissioner for Justice in Lagos State. He was one of the very first to pay the money and pay them all the time. We only hope in the club and more duets also give us 100,000. Prince Oluwa gave us 100 and insisted it rounded up to 200 and grudgingly obliged to also give me that. Recently, somebody was approved by the planning committee and was good enough to send us 200,000. And so it is to tell them that minimum of 1 million is big. Need money for everything. And the Lagos State government has said it's very good example. We believe it's the first story. We believe for the first time. We believe it's coming from the the money the Lagos State government gave us has transformed because we love in terms of the replacement of old equipment, generators, air conditioners, everything. But our company will still need attention. We want it to be looking as good as Lagos House.
That's it.
So we are taking this opportunity to stand from the bottom of our heart, Doctor of Lagos State, our patron, our blessed leader, and very, very generous. Thank you very much.
After that, representatives of Oba Fatai, Aremo Arumire, the Ojora of Ijora, Lagos, and the Akran of Badagry prayed for all. This was immediately followed by a special address by the representative of the governor of Lagos State, Dr. Tunji Bello.
Particularly for Lagos institutions in particular, who are ready to help Lagos to make progress. Lagos is far ahead of other states. And far ahead of other states, the only time we go to any event, we look at us up there. And the only way we can continue to do that is by what we are doing today. How can we
Next was the review of the book, Philanthropy as a Divine Stock Exchange, which was written in honor of Alhaji Wahab Iyoda Folawiyo. It was reviewed by Professor Shukbo Akeushola, Associate Professor of Strategic Management, Lagos State University. The book, which contains 12 chapters, captures Alhaji Wahab Iyoda Folawiyo's philanthropic nature and his many contributions to humanity. Professor Shukbo Akeushola gave a brief review of the chapters of the book, after which he recommended the book to various tertiary institutions, stressing that it gives in-depth analysis of issues on entrepreneurship.
I will employ every one of us to always ensure that we have a succession program in place, such that when eventually old age comes and we have to retire, those enterprises will transcend our lifespan. We are trying to invest in human capital development. We are trying to ensure that we are able to put our children through all of the rigor, through all of the tutoring, through all of the mentoring process. Let them learn through the process. And in instances where they are not too forthcoming, it is not a must that we insist that they must be CEO. We can hire professionals, let them come under them to pay them for such a child that is not too forthcoming.
Will messages from guests who applauded the Eco Club for the great initiative. They also pledged their support for the club.
Is to the government and then to the social, cultural activities of Lagos State. I treasure everything about our culture. I treasure everything about our politics, our way of life, and I treasure to evolve towards the future of prosperity will be. And because we are all here, we can contribute and still be part of it, and ensure that even from here, the voice is ringing, the phone keeps calling, and we know that definitely we are laying foundation and we are building this Lagos State for the growth and development of our children and our state. Let us stand firm for our state and then our country, because our Lagos, it is our Lagos. Thank you very much.
The event was brought to an end as guests went round to take a look at some indigenous exhibitions on display. From Biscon Communications, we congratulate the Eco Club under the able leadership of Chief Tunde Fanimoku on the successful hosting of the second edition of its Blessings Day 2018. To put into proper structure, a company that will nurture, train, groom and mentor the next generation of broadcasters and public speakers in the best professionally acceptable tenets benchmark in tandem with internationally acceptable standards. Bemileke Oscar Oyinson deserves our commendation for helping to fill the yearning gap in the area of organized training and grooming of budding broadcasters, public speakers, and on-air personalities. Indeed, Bemileke Oscar Oyinson's very timely intervention in correcting this anomaly will nip in the bud the untold abuse that the profession of broadcasting particularly has been subjected to over the years, has experienced in the daily mockery of the true tenets of the profession by half-baked pretenders who are giving the public a wrong impression of the noble profession of broadcasting in Nigeria, which is to make broadcasting in Nigeria the envy of the world. Gbemileke Oscar Oyinson's MC Company is the resource site for bespoke masters of ceremonies, a platform poised to produce the best MCs in Nigeria and the world through training, mentorship, evaluation, and constant grooming. The vision of the MC Company is to be the one-stop resource center for companies and those who patronize them in Nigeria and beyond. Gbemileke Oscar Oyinson, son of veteran broadcaster Chief Sonya Oyinson, who discovered the likes of multilingual broadcaster B.C. Olatilo, was a director in the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. He was instrumental to the establishment of Nigeria's very first channel, Radio Nigeria 3, which was headed by B.C. Olatilo. Although he studied chemical engineering in Unilag, Gbemileke Oscar Oyinson has a master's degree in media enterprise and communications from the Pan-Atlantic University. Gbemileke Oscar Oyinson has worked in Unilag 105.1 FM, Inspiration FM, and City FM. He is a co-founder of Amber 2 Media Limited. There is no gainsaying the fact that broadcasting is the broader umbrella under which public speakers, compares or masters of ceremonies, and even comedians draw inspiration. This also accounts for why practitioners in all these areas are more preponderantly either practicing broadcasters, retired or failed broadcasters, so to speak. In analyzing the situation and proffering a way forward about how to correct the errors noticed in the way practitioners in all these areas discharge their functions, I wish to register what I call the following humble and candid suggestions. To make a success as a practitioner in any of these areas, either as a broadcaster, public speaker, compere, or a comedian, these points are sacrosanct. 1. One must read any and everything to keep up to date about any subject. Don't forget that, as one of the greatest purveyors of the noble profession of broadcasting and the greatest legend in the art of masters of ceremonies, role model and mentor to many in broadcasting, the golden voice, Ike Nandagoba, always reminded us, broadcasters should at all times dominate any environment in which they find themselves. The correlation here is that one has to be properly grounded and equipped in terms of news as it is breaking and knowledge about the world in general to be able to dominate his environment. Broadcasters are supposed to be the standard bearers and pace setters in all areas of life. Broadcasters, compares, public speakers, and even comedians must have the passion and love for the profession. For broadcasters, public speakers, and compares, one quality that cannot be compromised is a very good commanding voice with an arresting and compelling diction. They must always be ready to match up to the world of glamour they are operating in. Therefore, broadcasters, especially on TV, public speakers, compares, and even comedians must make it a point of duty to dress in a most respectable manner, through which they will command the respect and admiration of the public. Remember that once the audience is put off by your appearance, that in itself is a vote of no confidence in your performance. The practitioner may have to struggle throughout the entire program to gain back the confidence lost, which may also negatively affect his overall performance. However, broadcasters, especially TV newscasters, must avoid overdressing to avoid distracting viewers. Moderate dressing is the key. Broadcasters, whether presenters, announcers, newsreaders, or newscasters, must keep strictly to the professional tenets of the noble profession: accuracy, objectivity, and low tolerance for sensationalism. Remember that old but timeless refrain: if you are in doubt, leave out. Practitioners must be 100% sure, after a long research has been carried out, and the authenticity of the story is ascertained before a final pronouncement is made about it. Broadcasters must exercise extra restraint and precaution in the way they carry out their professional beats in this era of politics in such a way that they are not seen to take sides. In the area of pronunciation of words, the names of people and places, the norm in those days was that every announcer is duty-bound to seek the advice of colleagues closer to the geopolitical zone of the names in question. Words, names of people and places play a major role in the delivery of news on all radio and television stations globally. All media practitioners must realize that they can effect both negative and positive change in the society. However, we advise that all practitioners should be on the side of positively affecting the society in the way they perform their chores. Let's look at the do's and don'ts that should guide the performance of the public speakers, compares, and comedians. It is important for the public speakers, compares, or comedians to have a proper grasp of the topic at hand, on which he must have carried out an extensive research, so that he is in total control of the program. The Ikenandaguba model of thorough scripting is worthy of emulation by all those who want to be the toast in this business. They should be very measured in their interventions and avoid getting involved in discussions instead of their roles as moderators. Public speakers, compares, and comedians must draw the line about the kind of things to say and not to say at events to see that they are not out of step. One's honest assessment of the state of things as concerns the role of comedians in the entertainment and broadcasting chain, while one agrees that there is nothing wrong in comedians also dabbling as masters of ceremonies, it should be borne in mind without any doubt that not all comedians can deliver professionally as compares. The story of comedy in the contemporary sense that captured national consciousness cannot be appropriately told without a special mention of John Chukwu of blessed memory, whose exploits ruled the airwaves in the 80s and 90s. One of the prodigies of John Chukwu was B.C. Olatilo, who learnt a lot under his wings in their days in the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. B.C. Olatilo was that person that brought Atoyota Akpobume, whose stage name is Alibaba, face to face with Nigerians through the pidgin program he presented on Radio Nigeria 3 called Another Day Don't Break, and then Night Train on NTA Network Service, which was produced by Danladi Bako and presented by B.C. Olatilo. Alibaba was able to make his mark with very strong jokes that resonated well with Nigerians, and so came comedy that took Nigeria by storm. It is not surprising that today, Alibaba has made a lot of fame and fortune through comedy. He has also opened the way for a long list of newcomers on the scene who have become success stories in their own right.
I have a book coming out called All Protocols Observed, and it's about being an MC and all of that. Okay. Now, one part of that book devotes time to how the MC should carry himself. When you get to the event, you are the master of the ceremony. You define, this is your workshop.
Now, what to do and not to do as a comedian. 1. To stay at the top of their game. Comedians must be in tune with events as they are happening around the world, so they can churn out on the spur of the moment jokes. Comedians must avoid repeating jokes or jokes of fellow comedians. Secondly, and most importantly, comedians must be wary of the kind of jokes they tell. They must put into consideration the sensibilities of people and not injure them.
For someone who's not had any background knowledge in broadcasting, but from what you've said now,
You have an idea of those who are going to be headlining the guest list. Know a lot about them, but don't pour everything out because time may not permit you to do that. And make sure that you do other research into them. That could be maybe ask questions from those who are closer to them that you have access to.
all of that is going to help you when you start talking about them. The man himself will be impressed. How did this man get all of this?